money, wealth, assets, opportunities even that you may lose.
You must ask yourself if you love the people, because the only thing that can bind you to the people you serve is love. Ambition is not enough.
I have discovered the power of kindness, and that has made me a radical optimist. That's why I stay away from politics and from religion.
Countries that take unilateral action or coercive action.
Actually like Pinoy personally.
It's not a beauty contest who's ahead of who, but to...
Once upon a time, we were all irrelevant. And I sincerely believe that there will come a time we will all return to the dark embrace of irrelevance.
Martin's Mancave.
Why did you leave Inday?
At that time, because of family.
Because you were flying to Norway?
To Norway. Because I sacrificed a lot that I forgot my kids were growing up. At that time, my ex-wife was also there, So sabi ko, sayang naman. Baka mamaya my kids will grow up not knowing me. Parang I've given so much of myself to everybody except my kids. Yun, I left because of that.
You wanted to make it up to them?
Especially my kids, yes.
Your kids. And your kids were already in Norway?
In Norway. At that time, naging inatay din ako because they were still with me before they flew to Norway.
Oh, okay.
So at that time, I was also...
single parent.
Single parent, yes. So I had a daughter. Okay lang yung son. But the daughter's like, how can I brush your hair? How will I braid your hair? And all these things. So I had to learn. My kids eventually now, especially my son and my daughter, they understand. And I'm still there. Sabi ko, if they want to see me naman, when they come home here for vacation, I make it a point that we go out.
And how long did you stay in Oslo?
Pabalik-balik. There's always a time in the year that I would go spend 2-3 months there.
What happened to your marriage?
Oh, yeah.
Before you answer that question, let's play another favorite stinger that you created. And would you like to choose the stinger?
I like all of them simply because it takes a lot to make one.
Why don't we do it differently this time?
Sure.
Let's play a commercial advertisement that you voiced.
Sure. No problem.
Well, let's do that.
These days, getting ahead means getting connected. If you want the world to know who you are, go global. Go online. OffshoreStudios.com can help you. Web design and development, web hosting, domain registration, and other related services are just a few of what these guys can do. You want proof? Click on it. www.offshorestudios.com or email it. info@offshorestudios.com. That's info@offshorestudios.com. For digital designs and solutions development, www.offshorestudios.com. Click on it. That's www.offshorestudios.com.
That was a great commercial by Bong, Sonny B. How were you able to get into the commercial space, creating ads?
By accident. By accident. Part of my job when I got here back in 95 was to help with production. In radio kasi, we also have local commercials. So you would produce, you would write, and then it would get aired. And then for some reason, some of the creatives, producers from agencies would notice your work and they would call you in. But I remember that night, I was supposed to be parang screening of some sorts. Parang they could voice bank you. Audition. But apparently that night, they needed somebody to really voice something.
Really happens, no?
It was raining. I had to brave the rain all the way to Amorsolo, one of the studios there. Tapos sabi nila, can you just say this line lang? That line. This was just one line for a denim, a popular denim, US denim. So I said that line. Sabi ko, okay, good. When will I know if you guys get approved? Sabi niya, that airs tonight. Really? Tonight? Yeah, tonight. So I rushed back home. Sabi niya, mga 10:30, abangan mo. When I saw it on TV, that one line made me cry. I go, now I know I'm in the big league. Sana. And then sunod-sunod na siya. From anything from noodles, almost everything at that time. Talagang I was so blessed with work because it was not just your talent. It was all about your attitude. I remember my first producer at that time, who was very good. His name is Steve Visagas, who's also from Mindanao. Worked with Makana at that time. told me, you know what? Having talent is one thing, but being dependable, being reliable, it's everything. So no matter what happens, be on time, never make the producer wait, because time is valuable. So yan, parati yung ugali ko. Pag may 2 p.m., 1:30, if I know I'm gonna come in late, I already to call them ahead of time. I apologize for the inconvenience, but I'm right here right now just to let you know that I'm on my way. Parang ganun. Never make them wait.
Talagang professionalism.
The bad reputations, they go around really fast.
Yes. Yeah.
So, I don't want to have a bad reputation.
That's right.
I want to keep it lang na, maasahan siya. But I'd rather have that than, magaling siya. Hindi. Gusto ko yung maasahan mo yan. Mas masarap sa akin yun.
Maraming maganda ang boses, maraming maganda ang diction,
work ethic.
Ugali, wala. Olats. We talked about marriage. I mean, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Failed marriage. First marriage. Why was this? Was this because of...
Oh, yeah. Distance. Yeah, that's one. With due respect to her, and she's a nurse. It was really more of the principles behind our jobs. And then eventually distance got into already. And it just took its toll. I can say that wala namang hatred. It just it's not there anymore. Parang ganun. And you know it. So I respect her. She's the mom of my children. I always tell my children, nanay niyo yan. Kung meron man problema yan, it's just between me and her. You're not the reason for anything. That's I always keep in mind that my kids are, still grounded, and they would know na this just happens.
You have a plug in Play FM. Love, proceed with extreme caution.
That's my boss.
That's Carlo, right?
That's Carlo. He's also one of my idols in production. This guy, I tell you, I can't even come half to his production, his work ethics in production. He's very sharp.
I've met the guy, and I have high respects for him also. But since I followed your career as an audio guy as well, and he actually rose to the occasion.
Yes.
When you left Magic.
Yes. And I'm happy that he did.
It's great stuff. So there's this proceed with extreme caution.
Yeah.
When your wife went to Oslo, so the love was still there.
It was still there, yeah.
But somehow the distance talaga, no?
Yeah.
Hirap talaga, no? Pag
kasi, you know how it is sometimes. Pag meron kayong unresolved issues, even the couples who stayed the longest still would admit that there are still things naman that you just have to accept. Again, I will never blame her. Much more accuse her of anything. But I would just say this, don't push for something that doesn't work anymore. And rather than deepen the wound, we just have to cut it.
Did this make you a better radio announcer?
Yeah, that's a good point. Right now, working today in a radio station with kids, I call them kids half my age.
We were old.
I'm not ashamed to say that, yes, I am the oldest CHR DJ left.
Oldest in the morning show.
Oldest in the morning show too. But it's because of my children that they keep me grounded. Carlo is, as my boss, also is my friend. And he knows my story. So every time, we would get into challenging situations, he would also remind me, hey, you're doing it for your kids. Always remember, when you go on the air, your kids are there. They listen to you. Would you want your kids to remember you? Want your son to remember you that, your dad's the jerk, or your dad's
the shock jock.
Yeah, the shock jock. And no, of course, you would want your children to be amazed still na, wow, that's my dad. I have no fear naman on that day that I will become, hindi naman irrelevant, but you would know that you passed already your prime in radio.
Carlos Christian, right?
He is.
Because I hear him on air.
That's the mission now of the station, to bring back radio as it should be. As far as CHR format is concerned. Kasi, let's face it, come on, let's be realistic. Ang dami na ngayon toilet humor. I mean, it's so bordering na. Alam mo naman natin come on, let's not kid anybody on the air. But it has already fulfilled it's way past its
prime.
So let's get back to
basics.
What should kids listen to? Ang dami ng distractions ngayon. And these kids know more than what we think. So the least you can do right now is just make them feel good and try not to be bastos.
Let's go back to nation building.
Yeah.
It's cliche, but that's how it is.
As it is.
And
that's why we have
moral.
segments now. Like Carlo even introduced that thankful for. Like we would actually stop that. That was Carlo's brain. That's Carlo's brainchild. I love that. Because like at first sabi ko, are you serious? We're gonna stop the music? Sabi niya, yeah. You have to be thankful about something.
Galing nga eh.
So that's his brainchild. And above water, that's Carlo's brainchild.
Above water.
That's Carlo's
sabi nga,
brainchild.
galing, no? Sabi when I'm driving and I listen, oh wow, above water, keep yourself above water.
Yeah. How bad can a day get?
I know. Yeah. How do you get into the minds of the younger generation? It's easy to say keep yourself above water, but before they listen to you, you got to be influential in a way as well.
First of all, as a broadcast person, you have to be aware of what's happening around you every day. Like what you do. Diba? When you do your morning show, when you do your news, you know, because you go around too. At some point of the day, you are also an ordinary citizen. And you use this moment to take it all in. And then, before you go on your show, you process these things. How can I now channel this to a more constructive way? How can I now use my talent to put this into proper perspective? Ganun din sa radyo. It may appear as if, I'm having a good time, I'm shouting here, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but I'm trying my best also to get to that, to the psyche of these kids na, wait, I may be cool and that, but at the end of the day, we gotta do what is right. Yun yung mission every day. Carlo does that with us post-prod every day.
I'm 42 this year. You're 45.
45.
You
and rocking.
You rock the joint. You're saying that you also have to talk to younger people.
Yes.
And find out what's inside their minds.
Yeah, what's on their mind. Trying to get to that level. So for me to learn, okay, what's a more effective, kasi like, when I first got to play, Carlo said, you'll be dealing with younger people now. Sabi ko, I know, it's a challenge. Parang they don't know me. Which for me is good because at least walang precedence. But when I got in, parang some of them, I won't mention, sabi, Sonny, you don't have to say that on the air. That's so baduy. Okay. So you learn. Then you adapt again.
Yeah.
These new terms, parang okay. But, you're bastardizing the English language. You do that, I'll do mine. Let's meet halfway na lang.
Okay.
But I can. Really, I can. The one thing that still makes me feel uncomfortable now is you're going on board with a camera now, with a webcam.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah. You stream.
Yeah, as much as possible. Keeping your head low because nasanay ka eh. Nasa radyo. That's why I'm in radio, because I can play with your mind because you can only hear me. Malay mo ba kung if I'm picking my nose while I'm talking or making funny faces or nakasando lang kami. Ganun. But now, because of technology, you have to dress up, you have to look groomed at 6 o'clock in the morning. Nakakapagod. When I see you guys on TV, I go like, mas malalayin sa kanila kasi TV na yan. Parang magnified, mas magnified sila.
You always have to do that every day, day in, day out.
Yeah. Day in, day out. But you love it still. You love it still because you should remember why you're there. Yun lang. Just remember why you're there.
If there are 5 people you would like to say thank you at the end of this career, who will these people be?
First up, it's the one today, Carlo. He's one.
Carlo.
He has seen a lot of me before. Even sa province pa kasi magka-batch kami. He actually gave me that opportunity again. I'm not saying I was a washout DJ, but the politics has changed a lot.
Different. It's a very closed industry.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now I'm happy that he gave me that shot, and very, I can't be more thankful than enough already. Of course, my dad. It's hands down. He's still my rock. My 2 kids. They keep me grounded and centered, and the last is my mom too. Because it's actually my mom who has the talent. Okay. She was in a band before in the 50s, 60s. She was supposed to have a good career in Sampaguita Records at that time, but she chose my dad over a record deal.
Oh, what a lucky dad!
Lucky dad. And to borrow the term, I was really a hard ass. But now, sabi ko sa kanila, every time there's a milestone in my life, they're the first people I call to thank. Every time.
Thank you so much for your inspiring story, Bong. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you for the privilege. Thank you. And finally, I get to say this in your show. Now, I've been following also your career.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Yours and fellow Mindanaoans, Aljo, and people from Alex and the contemporaries. I feel so happy if I see you on TV or see you guys do something really good because it makes me proud na Kapo Mindanaon ko yun. You know, but other people see Mindanao as something as like, puro naman gera dyan, puro ano. You know, I would just shrug it off and smile and say, yeah, but you wouldn't have Martin, you wouldn't have me, you wouldn't have other people from Mindanao to share their talent with you. No? Parang, there's more to Mindanao than just that.
Thank you so much for saying that. May you go forth and multiply.
May we go all out there and inspire. Look, let's just pay it forward and inspire.
Yeah, that's right.
Inspire more people.
This is the 81st episode of Martin's Mancave on Podcast.Ph. Bong Aportadera, otherwise known as Sonny B on the radio. 99.5 Play FM. You can listen to him, watch him every 6 in the morning. Until 10. Right?
Until 9
o'clock.
Yeah, Monday to Friday.
Okay, napapakinggan pa kita. Okay.
Yeah.
Once again, podcast.ph. You can download it for free on iTunes. You can also go to Spreaker, Podomatic. You can go to Stitcher. Go to our website, www.podcast.ph. Go to YouTube or Facebook. You can watch us now. It's not only about listening, but also watching. Thank you so much for joining us. See you then.
This Podcast.Ph presentation is supported by Martin Andanar's Homecast Studio and Audio.Ph.